What's up? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. So today, I will be discussing the 10 differences between APC and PDP. Let me say the 10 differences between the conservatives and the progressives in Nigeria. Because a lot of people, they used to talk about, a lot of people used to say there is no difference between PDP and APC, right? But I am here to tell you that there are great difference. Just like it is, just like there are differences between the progressives and conservatives, in France, in the United States, everywhere. Look, people think differently. Human beings don't think the same way. Everybody don't think the same way. There are some people who think in some type of way, and there are some people who think in a way different from that. And that is the major thing that divides people. Apart from the language, apart from what's the name. In fact, that is the basis. That is the basis of our, of our cultural evolutions, of our cultural innovations and cultural evolutions. Like, there's no way, there is no way there would have been any variety in the attitude of human beings, right? We all would have been having the same character and we get along well, and we wouldn't need to conduct election. Why? Because we all will be thinking the same way. We all will be thinking the same way that, oh, this is how these things should be done, or this is how that thing should be done. We won't have anything to argue about, which means the election would have been would have been unnecessary, or would have been non-existent. And not only that, there wouldn't have even been leadership, right? Because when there is leadership, there is opposition. Leadership means, to converge people to the goal of progressing the interests of the majority, or promoting the interest of the majority, or the interest of everyone, right? But if that is the case, since everybody wants wants to progress, and everybody wants to promote his own interest, right? If our interests are not different, if our thinking faculties are not different from each other, then there wouldn't be any need for leadership, right? And today it is going to be a political talk, and since it's a political talk, we know we are talking about leadership, right? So there is definitely a difference between APC and PDP. So let's go straight to the point. The number one difference between APC and PDP is that the conservatives, which the PDPs are, they are greedy, but they have mercy. They are greedy, but they have human feelings. They are greedy, but they show humanity. They are greedy, but they are not wicked. Any act of wickedness you see from someone who is a conservative or someone who is PDP, right? It is usually because of their greed. You can say, are they supposed to be? Look, wait, I'll still talk about the APC people, the progressives, right? Look, the reason why I'm hitting what's the name on the progressives is that I'm going to tell you the characteristics of the PDP and the APC, in case any of them, the Tinubus and the Buharis and the Atikus and the Sarakis, in case they go into other parties, you will be able to finger point them that, okay, this one want the disguise. Disguise, like this is where this guy belongs, this is where Atiku belongs, this is where Saraki belongs. Look at Saraki and Atiku. They are conservatives. They went into a progressive party, which is APC. They couldn't stay long. They spent only maybe 4 years or 3 years and a half, and they jumped out. Why? Because it's not comfortable for them. Because it is not their home. It is not their place. So back to the point. Greediness without wickedness is that for PDP. greediness with wickedness, hmm? with wickedness, just to latch onto power. Not just that they're just wicked for being wicked sake. No, they are being wicked to the people so that they can have more power. Hmm? These are the people that will do everything for the people just to get to power. And when they get to power, because they know that, oh, if these people, maybe they spend money for the people or they are sharing food, that was why people voted for them. They wouldn't want to make the economy better so that they can be bribing them with money to get their votes. That is the kind of game that the progressives play. PDP don't play game like that. They want to win the election on ground, and majority of them, they want to do well for the people and they want to steal money. Right? They want to do the problem. Look, let me say they want to steal money and they want to do well for the people, right? But their urge to steal money is more than that of the wellness of the people that they seek. But the point is, they don't really have any target action or any target urge or any what's the name, or any passion for limiting their people. Under a conservative government, if you are free to grow, you can grow. Look at what happened in Lagos. All these what's the name? All these transportation companies, the OPs and the Okadas and all these people, they don't need the help of the state government to flourish. They only asked for the state government, right, to give them the permission to operate in the states, and they give them the permission to operate in the state. But when the APC realized that this thing is giving too much revenue to the poor people in Lagos State, and in the coming election, they won't be able to bribe people as they want with token, with small changes to gather their votes. They brought some policies to put it on their head that will be too much weight for them to too much weight that they can bear, so that their business can sink. Some policies they know nobody will be able to cope with. These companies that are operating, they didn't do anything for them. They didn't ask the government not to cough. They didn't ask the government not to sneeze. They didn't ask, like, they're not demanding anything from the government. Just a favorable, what's the name? A favorable business environment which is already there for the people, right? And and permission to operate. That's all they need. If the government haven't given them before, right, we would have. But the government have given them, and they've seen it, and there is obviously almost no misconduct or any misconduct that has been catastrophic to the welfare of the public. So that is why they banned them, and that is wickedness, sheer wickedness, pure wickedness. Right? You can never see a PDP government do that just because they want power. Come on, they won't do that. So that is what I'm talking about in politicians. If people will say, they are just the same thing, they just want to steal money, they don't care about the people. It is true. They just want to steal money and they don't care about the people, right? But the PDP will want to do well for the people so that they can keep power. The progressives will try to limit the ability of the people from going against them, from voting against them. That is what they do. That is it. I know a lot of you would want to talk about Awolowo, this and that. Look, those are the old progressives, not the now progressives. Even in America, they are not more operating like the old progressives anymore. They are not more operating like the Awolowo progressives. Well, let's thank God that Baba Awolowo. Let's thank God that Baba Awolowo didn't win his election to become the president. Why? Because he may have been able to show the bad side of him. I'm not saying Baba Awolowo is bad, but I'm only saying that Baba Awolowo might have been able to show the bad side of him instead of the four years goodness that he has done. From 1959 to 1963. when when he was the premier of Western region, hmm, and he brought free education, free healthcare, and all these things, and everybody think he was aces, and everybody think he's the best leader Yoruba have ever had. Arguably the best leader Yoruba has ever the Yoruba people has ever had. Hmm? So I would have said Babawolowo is an exception, but he is not an exception. Ask me why. Because we've seen something like that too here. The Fashola's administration, we saw the difference between his first 4 years and second 4 years. He worked a lot in the first 4 years. Even though the second 4 years, people used to argue that he worked too. But I'm not from Lagos State, right? Even though I lived a lot in Lagos State, I go to Lagos State frequently as at then, and I still go now. But let's leave that aside. Let's talk about my state, where I can say a lot about. I can say plenty about. We all witnessed the argument of his first 4 years, right? He was doing everything right. He was the best among his predecessors. Let me say in the First Republic. I'm not talking about the likes of Baba Bola Ige and Kolapo Shela and whatever. I'm talking about from 1999 up to 2011 when Ajima became the governor, right? Till 2015 when he finished his first 4 years before he started another one from 2015 to 2019 in the second 4. That first 4 years is better than all of the tenures of his predecessors. Nobody, not Lam, not Lado, not even Akala can stand the kind of government he gave to the state. And that's in those first 4 years. And in the second 4 years, what happened? He messed everything up. I can tell you, I think this second 4 years is the worst of the governorship tenure Oyo State has ever witnessed since 1999. He gave us the best 4 years and he gave us the worst 4 years. If Babawolowo has won the seat of the president and he became the president, only God knows what he would have done. You see? Well, that is the first difference between them. So